Hello, I'm here. Should write this down.
To this point, I think we're pretty much lightless.
I think that's the case.
So we came out of this room. Okay. And I've got no weapons. Do I have any clue where my weapons and armor is at? Okay. I guess. Geez, I don't want to fight an ogre. I'll die. Um, I'll open this door. Can I do that? All right. How do I do that? I don't roll 20 very much. Yeah. What do I see? Do I get a feeling that the chains go to the other cells? Like, are they looped through a wall, or are they just in the wall? Okay. Um, is that my whole turn? No? Can I? Okay. I'm looking for my stuff, so I feel like I'm going to keep going if you allow me to do this.
Something to make it a little easier for you, since if you're here last week, you know this entire row is all empty cells.
Oh, it is. Okay. So do we want to go north or south?
Well, pretty sure that ogre's coming through the door on his turn.
Yeah, that's true. But okay. So I went 5, 10. We'll go 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll go up there and I'll pray to my God, whatever God that may be.
Sweet. All right. Then I will use my whole or divine ability to make the chains I have wrapped around my hand into a magical weapon, which lights the entire area brightly for 20 and dimly for 20 more.
What?
Well, one was like a whip, and then the other one was just on the hand. It's a full action. It's one of the divine channeling things. Right. Nope. Just gonna wait.
Yeah. female elven ranger. Doesn't know these people, so I think she's also well. Does it look like I could pull on the chain and maybe pull one of those spikes out of the wall? Okay, so I'll go into this room and I'll pull on a chain. Okay. Elven Ranger. They're the same, right? Oh, sweet. Okay. Okay. I'm going to use that as an improvised weapon.
The just to give you an idea, Eingar has one of those that he's using as a weapon, so his character sheet probably has the stats for that weapon on it.
Okay. Okay, 1d4. That's cool. And then that was 5, 10, 15, 20. She'll go over here. Kiana will. Yeah.
Looks like the audio wasn't working. So maybe those of you who are watching might not have caught the audio until now. I thought it was working, but there it goes. There, yeah. They might not have been hearing me, so now they should be hearing me. So I apologize for that if you missed that. But you can tell what's going on the map. Ogre is going to swing its great club at Eingar. So normal, no advantages.
And I'm assuming his AC is 11 if he doesn't have armor.
Correct. I'm assuming that too. So 12 bludgeoning damage as the great club just reaches out and crashes into Eingar. And that is the ogre's turn. As we see Eingar take a tremendous hit. He might not have went down. He probably still had some hit points there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 22 left.
So he takes the brunt of the attack. Maybe even tries to kind of brace himself. We hear a little bit of crunch of cartilage here or there, but he's still standing, still able to hold the doorway. And that is it for the ogre. He was surprised enough to see the dwarf that all we heard was like his grunt, and is like, "What is dwarf doing out of cell?" In giant, if anybody can speak giant. If not, it's a bunch of gibberish from him. But it's not very loud. It's more like a surprised, why are you out of your cell? And he tries to hit you. That brings us to a dwarven NPC, also by the name of Teldril. Teldril is from Port Bastion was a dwarf who got caught and imprisoned while trying to explore around the pyramid area. He has nothing either. The doorways are... So he's going to go down and just kind of guard the hallway. And he will hit anything that comes within 5 feet. He's got his... he's just kind of sitting there. He's trying to listen to see... He's kind of keeps over the shoulder being like, stay quiet. Stay quiet. We don't want any more. We got to get out of here. We should run. But he's kind of whispering it, trying not to make too much noise as he goes to that spot. That will be his turn. Then we get to our tiefling. Mistletoe, your turn.
All right, Mistletoe, this door to my left, that is open, correct?
Just the one that I've shown, yeah, is open now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Eingar, when he went and checked them all, he opened them and then closed them. So he went and closed all the other doors again.
Can I open it as part of my move action?
Sure. Which one you want? This room here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll open it. Map in background. There we go. Whoop. Okay.
Well, I can't get our attorney to let me move in there, but I'm going to step back into there while I fire off a couple bolts of radiant energy. Basically does a series of jabs and punches in the air and sends some streaks of St. Elmo's fire towards this thing's head.
There you go. Hopefully that should fix it. Try it now.
Yep. Say 25 and a 24 hit.
25 and a 24 easily hits the ogre, and we see these. What give us the color and the look of the consistency and the shape and stuff of what these are. These bolts.
It's this kind of amorphous blooms of white fire with little blue currents kind of running around the outside. Almost looks like the outer edges of like a drive plume or like a welder's torch.
Cool. All right, yeah. So we see, and they arc over the top of Eingar and just slam into the chest of the ogre. Two of them, and we could see two like deep red weeping wounds. Burn marks from it as he takes a total of 16 damage. Nicely done. Then he lets out like a cry of pain. All right. Anything else for our mistletoe?
Yeah, I'm going to burn a key point and do it again in a flurry of blows.
All right. Key point flurry of blows. Nice.
You're a tiefling monk?
Yes. So sorry, the third one does a double click, so a 22 and a 14 to hit.
Yep. And realizing this ogre is very easy to hit, it's large, it's hard to... Anything over an 11 is going to be a hit at this point. You guys can tell it's easy to hit. 2 more damaging radiant sunbolts.
For 19 more damage.
Nice. Monk is on fire. All right, so it's
Literally.
got like 4 big... And I'd like to imagine that it's like the welt marks are the shapes of like fist knuckles, you know, like this, these burn marks.
Like imprints of her fist is basically transference, and every time she fires off, the little remnants of fire in her hair start to kind of catch, and she starts to glow a little bit brighter.
Cool.
Out of curiosity, is the verbal component to your spell Ryukin?
No, this is straight up everything you've ever heard when you walked past like a typo, like self-defense class. It's like,
Perfect. All right, anything else for Mistletoe?
Nope.
All right, that was an awesome round. Alberix, our druid, you were up.
All right, now that Alberix can see, here's the battle around him. Looks behind him, sees that he's guarded, and is going to move over here next to this elf. And he closes his eyes for a second in his weakened state and tries his best to fling his hand out as hopefully a psychic lash of energy hits this thing.
All right, yeah. Fire away.
I'm going to use my Cerebral Whip, which is a Thorn Whip reskinned.
Yeah. Anything above 11 hits. Yep. So 8 more points of damage as we see the cerebral whip wrap itself around and rake the ogre. It's not able to pull him through the doorway as there's too much stuff going on. But he does take the psychic damage. 8 more points. Oof, man. You guys have alpha strike this guy. All right. Anything else for Alberix?
I am going to look down the end of the hallway. What do I see to the north?
You see left side, definitely cell doors that Eingar had closed. And then you see 2 doors that you do not believe to be cell doors. They don't have the holes and the bars in them. They seem to be normal doors. So one very at the north, and then one on the eastern wall at the end of the hallway. And then it seems empty, and it's all black stone with no torches or lighting or anything like that.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
All right. That brings us to Eingar, our ranger.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure this out. Am I proficient with my fists? Is that something... Like, I know I would do 1 damage plus strength, but are you proficient with an attack like that?
I think there is a feat that makes you proficient with that. I think the monk gets proficiency with that.
Okay, so it'd just be a d20 plus my strength if I want to punch him?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Now, Eingar has a dagger in his hand.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he has he has the iron spike that they pulled out of the wall.
Okay,
which we're
well then
dagger.
I will iron spike him with my dagger, or my iron spike dagger.
Yeah, so you get your proficiency for that, and yeah, it'd be
so proficiency is 3. So we're gonna get a +6 to this roll.
Cool.
That's a 12.
12 hits.
So 1d4 plus 3.
Yeah.
Equals 4 damage, and then Colossus Slayer. I get to do that, I think, because
you do, because he's already been hit and damaged
for another 1 damage.
All right, well, we'll take it.
5, and then he will back up so other people can get in there. So he'll take a step back and take an attack of opportunity if need be.
All right. He'll try to swing out as he can. So what we see then is if the door is opened. We see not too much happen. A great club swing at our dwarf, but then just a ton of damage starts coming in, hammer after hammer of sun bolts. And we see a psychic whip hit. And we see a dagger get stuck into his knee, and he's staggered. Like, he's bleeding from these wounds. There's open sores on his chest and belly area. He's about to teeter over, but he's not quite done as that happens. But it looks like if that round happens again, he's definitely not going to make it. So
if he tries to do that attack of opportunity, I'm going to use my reaction to mess it up.
Mess it up. Okay. So Paladin. Yep. So we'll go with a disadvantage on the Great Club.
Sadly, you have to have a shield to do that.
I can't use a chain wrapped around my arm?
That's up to the DM.
It's magical.
Yeah. I'll let you interfere with the because you kind of held your action. You didn't do you kind of just powered up. I'll let it that you could throw that whip out there to try to distract him for that attack. I think I'm okay with that. So an 8 is what he gets with his club,
and that
which should miss, and we hear the club smash into the floor of the hallway.
Our DM is unusually I was going to say a different word. But really nice today. Yeah. Magnanimous. He is a magnanimous DM this day.
I was hard on you guys last week. You guys don't have your spell components and all that kind of stuff. We'll be easier on you this week.
Yeah. Don't taunt. Happy fun, DM.
Yeah. All right, so Eingar moves out of the way to give some people some room. That brings us back to the top of the round. That was a very 6 seconds of a flurry of action as this door swung open. We're back to the top of the round. Tim is up. Tim, the Elven Ranger.
Oh, that's me.
That's Jordan.
Jordan, focus. Tim, the Elven Ranger, has no weapons. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll go all the way up here and open this door and see what's in there. Or are these all cells up here?
You know,
And
the
would Tim know
left-hand
that?
side are cells. You do not know what this door is, and you do not know what this door is.
All right. Do I want to open that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I open it. I open this door here.
This door here. All right, so
Yeah.
let me do the map here. Let's do some reveal. You probably see about this much.
Okay.
And map background. Let me switch the door so we can tell that it's open. So what you see is it leads to another hallway.
Mm-hmm.
This door looks like it can be barred, but it wasn't at the time. And you see a hallway into another. This is a black wall, black stone. 2 more doors on either side, and then darkness around these corners. You're not sure what's out in this area.
Okay. And I'll say something to the effect of, we can bar the door over here. Run, run. If need be. You guys might have this under control. I don't know.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Anything else for Tim?
Nope. Tim's good.
All right. Our bear NPC is going to rake this ogre with its claws.
Bear pig.
Let's see. It typically would be... Did I even put a claw in there? I didn't, because it was... I think it'd still be the same as this bite hit-wise. So let's do that. So he can do a bite. For 12. Yeah, that's the right number. But let's don't do... Let's change this a second. There we go. That's what I want. And then we'll use the same, although these are claws that he's using, he's not using a bite and a bite. So he makes 2 more attacks with his claws. He gets slash roll 1d6 plus strength. So a 10 and a 6. So he does a total. So you see him rake across this ogre. 16, 23. Oh, yeah. So he leaps in, just buries his claws into this ogre, bites the throat of the ogre, and the ogre just topples down as Voromir's standing over him. And just crushes him to the ground, and then, kind of just shakes his hands off as the blood kind of just spurts all over. And the ogre just falls over dead, just completely bled out at that point. And then he kind of looks around into the room, searching for another target, and does not see one. And we are out of initiative.
All right. Up here in the room, is any of our stuff in there? Or anything useful?
So let's check what's in room number 29.
That dead ogre moved.
Yeah, I just wanted to see where the number was. There we go. All right, so in this room, it's a purple domed chamber. It's about 20 by 30-ish that has a vaulted ceiling of dark purple. Seems to be otherwise unremarkable in appearance. You don't really see anything that tells you what the purpose might have been, but you can tell now that there are several beds in here. In fact, you count, Tristan, when you're in there, if you go past Vormir or kind of move out of the way so you can move in, you count what looks to be like 4 beds, and they're what an ogre would use for a bed. So you see 4 ogre beds in here.
Okay. I can't get into the room, but that's fine.
Oh, I'll move you. There you go.
do a quick search looking for any of our stuff or any magic items, and then move on, I guess. I'm sure people want to get moving.
Yeah, there is a large bonfire going on here in the center. There's a few boxes that remain around it. And there, near each of the nests is a large sack as you're looking through them.
All right. Let's see if there's any weapons or anything to distribute.
There are... Yeah, so the ogre itself carries...
Spiders attack you.
3 javelins. And then the club is fallen on the floor. You do not see any weapons left next to the other ogre beds. So they must have taken them, whoever they are or wherever they are.
Okay, and their sacks don't have anything obvious.
When you kind of go through the sacks, you can see that there's some old clothing. And the 4 sacks have some coins in the bottom of them. And when you pull each of them out, you're able to get, each one has 25 gold in it. So there's 4 sacks and each one has 25 gold pieces. Since you're also rummaging around, this is taking about a minute or 2 while you're doing this. You also happen to find a small keg that's over near one of the beds, and it smells like alcohol when you kind of pop the cork of it.
All right. Bonfire.
Let's. So while he's doing that, so that's about a 5-minute search of anybody that goes in that room with Tristan.
So
what's the rest of the group doing?
Lucian, so there's light coming from that room where there's a fire, correct?
There's a bonfire in that room. That room is lit up. Correct.
Is there a hole in the ceiling where the smoke's escaping?
Not really.
So it's just okay.
Yeah, but the ceiling's kind of vaulted. And I wouldn't say it's like a huge raging fire. You know, it's more of a cook fire or just something to keep warm kind of thing. But it's whatever they're burning isn't tons and tons of smoke.
Okay. I would like to use telekinesis to pull the biggest burning log out of that and move it out in the hallway to use for a torch.
Okay. So, yep, you've got a torch basically with you that floats next to you. Consider that about 20 feet of light and then 20 feet further of dim from that for you. We'll just say it's off of your character. What's everybody else doing while the search is happening? So there's about 5 minutes of searching and Alberic's going in that room. Anybody else have any other things they want to do? Tim, the elf ranger to the north, I do need you to make a perception check.
Tim can do that.
Okay, you hear voices.
Sorry, 21.
Yep. You hear voices coming from behind this door, but it's a language you don't recognize.
Language I don't recognize, but is it a language that I've heard before because I've been beaten in here for a while?
You can probably guess it's some of the creatures that have been here. It's not ogre, but it's probably either Norker or Knoll or something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna instantly return back here. And I'll relay that information that up here I heard some enemies, I think. People that want to trap us again.
That won't happen.
I call them the no buenos.
I'm going to be spending some more time trying to figure out the language of the man-bear pig.
Okay, trying to talk to him.
Yeah, just if I spend like enough time with him, I've got the archaeologist background. I can at least get maybe his name.
I would say,
very basics like friend, enemy.
Yeah. You've been able to communicate enough to know that his name and his language, and just to say it would be Vormar.
Okay.
All right. What's the rest of the group doing? So I would say the dwarf here comes back to the group and he's like, "We should leave. We should just go."
Settle down. We have much to do before we leave. My friend is here.
Easy to say when you haven't been beaten for a week. I see you don't have too many bruises on you.
Calm your tits, dwarf. It'll be time soon. And
you hear him grumble. Son of a bitch.
With that, Tristan, can you move forward? We need to search these rooms and find our stuff. We'll never make it to Rock if we...
Well, likely. We should probably just plan on storming that room ahead of us. I doubt there's anything here that has as many people as us in it. At least not down here, right?
I mean, is there any chance that we could just talk our way through it? We don't have to kill anyone?
Violence is a type of communication.
We don't have to kill everything, but we won't.
Oh, okay.
You seem quite capable of killing things yourself. And as he moves up, he kind of points behind him and nods to the dwarf and one of the elves to open those doors.
I mean,
Open
I've
the left.
never
What doors?
killed anything.
The cell doors?
Yes.
If we
Is there
open the
anything
cell
in there?
doors and we don't close them, people will know for sure we left.
So Lucian, everything on the left are cell doors?
As far as you've been told, Eingar searched them all.
Didn't he scout a bunch out as a spider as well?
He did a couple. Yeah, they all seem to be doors on the left-hand side.
Yeah, realistically, we should close every door we went past as we go past it. We don't want to give anything away that we're obviously on a jailbreak here.
Okay. Kiana will move back and shut the 3 doors then. If that's what we want to do.
Yeah. Did you pick up a great club, Tristan?
I didn't. I figured the bear did. The club's probably not going to be super usable by my character, I wouldn't think.
What, all right, I'm going to go up to this door. What, does this door have windows in it?
It does not. It's a solid wood door.
I'd like to listen now.
You hear voices talking.
Oh, shit.
More than one, for sure.
He's going to turn around with a long green finger and then motion for the man-bear pig to get up there.
He doesn't like your interpretation of man, bear, pig. He's like somehow figuring out that he doesn't like that name. So he gives you a look like, I will eat you if I have to get out of this place.
I have no doubt.
So for those of us who don't know what the man bear pig is, what is he really?
Nobody
no
knows.
idea.
Nobody here has ever seen it.
Okay.
Could you describe
Anything
him
like
to
this.
Jordan?
Yeah, he's like a 7-foot grizzly bear, but man humanoid creature. So at first, you almost mistaken him for just a grizzly bear, but then you recognize that the way the shoulders are set, the way the hips are set, and the way that the paws of the foot, it's actually a humanoid creature that just looks like a bear. So a lot of times, other creatures that might come to mind from the Sword Coast, you might be thinking of something like werebear or werewolf or like were creatures that are able to do this kind of stuff. Or you might think of like, well, maybe it's something like a tabaxi, or maybe it's something like where it's a creature that is humanoid but does share the characteristics of known animals in the world. But you've never seen any creature like this. You didn't even know this race existed. Nobody here did.
Do tabaxis exist in this? Not tabaxis. Shifters exist in this setting?
No. Although you guys from Port Bastion have seen a Loxodon. So you've seen an elephant man before. And you've adventured with him.
They made a movie about him.
Yeah, they did.
Called the Elephant Man.
It was very sad.
So, as he motions to, what was his
Vormir.
Vormir?
Vormar. I'm sorry, Vormar.
He makes, he holds up like 4 fingers or so, because I just guess there's 4 people in there, and points to the door. And I'm gonna go up to this next door and listen as well.
Okay. So he sees what you say, and you're going to that door. Go ahead and make a perception check with, I was going to say disadvantage, which you did really good. You don't hear anything in there, but you hear the bear just slam the door open and rush into the room.
I'll follow the bear in.
Shit!
This man is a true hero.
It's on.
All right, can we keep him? Can we keep him?
He just kind
He
of
might keep
disappears
you.
into that room and just like, he just goes in full bore.
All right, I
I'm
go
going
in
in
with
after
Full
him.
bear.
Full bear.
Oh, you're so fast.
He's the only friend I have. I'm going in after him.
All right, so let me reveal some stuff that's going on here. Like that. There we go. And you guys would probably know what these all look like by now, so I'll just open those up. All right. So let's have you guys go back to where you were, and we'll just go through initiative to see when you go through the door. So select your tokens and go ahead and roll initiative as we see Vormar charge into the room, door slamming against the black stone. And I will get these characters ready to go.
Dude, I have the most bullshit initiative.
Do
Jordan?
I select my elf rangers?
So what
as
you can
well?
do is, select the one token and then click the Elf Ranger name in the NPC thing, and it should just roll it. And then select the other token and do it again, and it should put it in there as 2 different ones. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Oh, I need my dwarf buddy. Teldrol needs to get something going here. There we go. Who else do we need? Teldrol, Rangers are done. Yeah, that's everybody. Perfect. Rock, upstairs. We cut real quick. Scene. And you're at the front of the pyramid. You got your javelin. You don't see anything out across the causeway. Seems pretty boring up here.
I'm going to make sure I know exactly how to trigger that net trap that's been dropped on it.
Yeah, when you're looking at it, it looks like you're positioned in the hallway next to the barricade so that you can actually see past it and see out to the causeway. But if you go back a little ways, there's an area where the rope just comes off a hook. So you just unwrap it and it just drops down.
All right.
And it's a big weighted, and you notice that there's big stones that have been chiseled holes into the stones. The ropes have been weaved through it, so it's almost like a weighted stone net that drops down.
Am I by myself at the front door?
You know, there's a Norker on the left, and you're kind of on the right. They keep 2 at the front to watch out over the causeway to see if there's anything going on. There's 2 Norkers that are positioned back a little bit away from you that are look to be like they're meant to run and get reinforcements if something's happening. And then the ogres are at the back of the room just milling about doing nothing.
Ogres.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, I'm going to keep pretending like I'm still hurt,
Okay.
but trying to do my job. I mean,
Yeah.
he is hurt. He's at 14 hit points, but...
Yeah. Well, while you're doing this, it would be considered a short rest. So you could use a short rest if you want to spend your hit dice to get your health back or anything that you would get back on a short rest. Because you're just standing there basically watching, looking around.
I got...
All right,
We've
so
already used our hit dice.
camera zooms back into the combat. Let's get it set up here for descending. So Mistletoe, you were keeping an eye on everything, and you saw the bear shove the door open, and you were ready. You're the first one ready to move to go. Oh shit, he's going in. What do you do?
I'm going to sprint in not knowing what I'm looking at, and then seeing the Norkers panic, fire off 2 blasts at this one, and run right.
Okay. Yeah. They're picking up their stone clubs. They're completely surprised by this bear creature.
14 and a nat 20.
So the first one whizzes off and hits a wall, and the second one slams into the Norker.
14 points of radiant, and then I am running away.
Nearly takes him off his feet. Like, arm doesn't work anymore. It's probably broken the shoulder. Massive hit to this thing, and it nearly falls over, but not quite. All right, so you come back out. Perfect.
Norkers. Lots of Norkers.
All right, that brings us to, this one is Kiana.
Okay.
So that's this one here.
Yep.
8 hit points.
Yeah.
Now, there were 3 javelins that nobody seemed to say they picked up or did anything with, so...
I don't think I'm proficient with javelins, am I?
They're laying in the floor back in the room, I guess, so... If somebody wants them, they can go get them, but they'll have to use their turn to get them.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah. She'll run back in there and pick up how many javelins? 3?
There were 3, yeah.
Okay, she'll grab 3 javelins.
All right, so that's your action, just grabbing.
And then she'll run back out with her 5 feet of movement, and she'll hang out right there.
Okay. That brings us to our druid. Alberix, you were up.
All right. By the light of the torch, I am going to... I hear a great commotion from inside of there. And 1, 2, 25. Go here. Which one did he tear into? Is it evident?
Yeah, you can see this one's just has been staggered, and it's like he's got his hand on the wall as he's starting to lift himself back up.
Which one?
This one right here.
I don't want to pull that one to me.
He looks very hurt.
I don't think he's hurt enough that I'm going to kill him.
I would bet you would.
All right.
He looks that hurt.
A pretty nice hit on him.
With that said, he does a trick shot around the corner with the cerebral whip.
It reaches out, and just not able to. And what you see is it latches onto its skin and rakes across it, but leaves no mark, as if the skin is toughened.
And then I'm going to move back here. Right here.
Okay. Anything else for Alberix?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right, Tristan, all these people are running past you and running back. You're getting moving.
I'm just going to walk up and punch the crap out of it.
All right. Now, remember, this is about 5 to 7 minutes later, so I don't know how long your Channel Divinity
lasted. It's not magic anymore. It's 1 minute.
Okay. 23 is enough to hit.
And 6 damage.
Goes right down. Just crushes it right on its long, elongated snout. You hear the crack of bone, and it just crumples.
Nice. Are these other 2 hurt by the bear?
No, you don't see anything on him yet. It looked like he rushed in and they're basically jostling and trying to dodge each other, but he hasn't got to go yet.
All right. The one that's in front of him, I'm going to punch that one.
All right, so a second attack, punch, and you punch it, but your hand hurts a little bit, and you can tell that the toughened skin has not allowed you to do any damage to it.
Okay.
All right, that brings us to Eingar, our Dwarven Ranger.
Okay, so Eingar can get in, but I can't really... He's gonna... I feel bad that I'm not contributing to the fight, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. But I think he's gonna just come around here and hold his action, if that's okay. Well, not hold his action, he's just gonna move and wait.
Okay.
But if anything dangerous comes within 5 feet of him, he'll use his action to attack it with a dagger.
Sounds good. That brings us to Tim, the ranger.
Tim the ranger. Some call me Tim. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
it's
30.
Like Gaelic Tim. TWM.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Comes from Derry, some village town in Derry, Ireland. Or
He'll do the same thing. Actually, can I come here and listen to this door with a perception check?
you can, but there is a lot of noise coming from. So at disadvantage because there's a lot of noise coming from that other room that's echoing off the hallways at the moment. But yeah,
Okay.
you can go ahead.
I'll roll it twice.
Yep.
14.
You don't hear anything.
Okay. Then I'll hold right there
All right.
with my 3 hit points.
All right, so Vormar bites the first one, is not able to get a good clamp on it, tries to use claws. The second one that hits, and 2 claw attacks rip into, let's see what the first Norker would have got. So it would be a slash roll. Nope, that won't work. Let me delete all that, because that's not supposed to happen. Slash roll. I didn't have this one set up for just claws. 1d6 plus 4. So he does 7, and then he does another claw attack on him, and 8. So, all right, cool. Does that guy go down? He does not. He nearly goes down. He's on his last leg. Any further damage to this thing is going to kill it for sure. As he rips 2 big claw gash marks open. And had the bite landed, it would have ended this Norker. And this Norker is just like, what is going on? Oh, I didn't even put the Norkers in there. They'll go last. They were surprised. They were surprised.
The best kind of encounter. The encounter where the enemies can't hit back.
That's right.
Owlbear in a cage.
The dwarf is going to stay down here again, guarding the hallway with Kiana, watching, keeps furtively watching to the south here and trying to make everybody, shh, why are you so loud? And then the Norkers get to go. So let's bring them up. They're going to swing feebly at Mr. Vormar. Where are they at? They're right there. So, 1 club attack against Vormar. 18 would hit, so Vormar takes... Oh, Vormar goes down. Takes a hit, 8 bludgeoning damage. Oof. So we see Vormar go down. And then tries to bite Tristan, who's right there, for a 16. Tristan, what's your armor without your armor on?
12.
Okay, so 3 piercing as you feel the teeth of a Norker sink into you. Then the other Norker, who's not been touched yet, will swing his stone club at you for a 10 missing, and then tries to bite you for a 13 for another 4 piercing. So you've got 2 bite marks on you now from these Norkers. And you see the Bearman Vormir fall. And that is their turn. So that now brings us to back to the top of the round, Mistletoe.
All right, hearing Vormir fall, she's going to duck back into that corner and basically jump and do like a knee strike in midair and shoot a jet out towards that one who just dropped Vormir.
Okay.
So 14 hit?
The Radiant hits it, but then does no damage as it blasts off and does not seem to penetrate the toughened skin. You can tell these things are very tough.
As she lands, she'll strike out again and send another blast. Missing?
Missing.
Yep. I will burn another key point to flurry.
Okay.
Twice more on the same guy.
25 hits. 5 knocks him down. Do you have to do the same target with flurry?
I do not. So if you're alright with that, I'd shift it over.
Okay, so then that one takes a hit. Okay. That one takes some damage.
8 on him.
Okay. Yeah, got him.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. That brings us to Kiana.
Kiana has a dagger. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She'll just move. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. I'm doing it again. Why can't I select my character? There we go. She'll move right there. And I can't do anything, so I'll dash here next to her friend.
Okay. You can probably see a little bit more of that hallway.
Okay. Maybe I'll dash a little further in.
I'm going to say... I don't think that's there. So let me open up a little bit there, reveal area, so you can see some of this. Now, when you get to that hallway there, you can kind of smell something terrible to the north. Maybe something maybe dead or rotting, maybe a carcass of some sort. It's just a horrible smell in this hallway. And we'll say you can see down this way.
Okay.
Actually, how far can you see? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Do you see 60?
Dark vision 60 feet.
60 feet. So I think it'd go right to there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And this is like an opening here.
Okay.
Just so it's clear.
Crystal.
Perfect. All right, Alberix, you were up.
All right. Alberic, still hearing the sounds of battle, circles around here and sees the man beer pig down and has nothing to do but attack this guy that dropped.
Yeah, there's only one guy in the corner fighting for his life. 27 hits.
10 points of damage.
Ooh. So we see the cerebral whip wrap around the neck, tighten and rip at the same time. So we see like blood gush down and he crumbles to the floor.
So there were 3 stone axes here, right?
So now there's 3 stone clubs.
Right. All right. So I take one of them and we distribute the other 2. What type of damage do I do?
All right. So let's slow down
1 die
here.
6, right?
I'm going to try and stabilize Vormir.
Club, I believe, is 1d6 bludgeoning.
Yep. Sorry. I didn't mean to click that.
So now, for those of you that are standing in that room, basically a 20 by 10 room. Maybe look like an old bedchamber, but probably is now just being used. You can tell that there were lots of Norkers that were staying in here. Several small sacks are kind of strewn across the floor. Looks like probably stuff that would have been the Norkers' belongings.
What is a Norker?
Something you've never seen before in these lands. They're about the size of a goblinoid creature, grayish of skin, but the skin is very thickened. They have an elongated, almost Cro-Magnon kind of head and face, but think of it on a goblin stature. But they're like as strong and probably as tough as a dwarf, but more of the goblinoid family.
Okay.
Related to goblins in this land. And if you, for those of you that want to really know, they were in Greyhawk, so you can find them in AD&D. They have not made an appearance yet in 5th edition, but I have brought them over.
They were in the Fiend Folio.
They were.
They were awesome.
All right, Lucian. Once we get the clubs distributed, I'm gonna throw a Cure Wounds on the Vormir.
Okay. So you
Hey,
reach
lay
out
on
to
hands,
Vormir.
brother.
If I can get to work.
Also, I'm attempting to stabilize him with a medicine check.
21 would be able to stabilize. So he's just currently unconscious.
There we go.
And with 6, we see life enter back in. We see some of the wounds start to close up, and he begins to kind of wobbly get back up to his feet as he's a little lightheaded from the blood loss and the wounds and the malnutrition and the erratic fight that's just happened. But he looks around and he kind of kicks the corpse and grunts, and then kind of gives you a it's definitely a respect, a look of respect. You can tell he's giving you respect for healing him, and then he kind of nods to the tiefling.
Cool.
All right. So let's yeah. Oh, and our dwarf down here will meet up with the group.
Just make sure we close the doors as we leave.
Okay. Before we go too far, I'll just close this, but you guys that are in there can move out.
Are we gonna? You want to do the north door or the south door? The south door probably makes the most sense.
South door. Tim will open the south door.
All right. Let's reveal that. So now we can reveal that whole thing.
It's a door mimic.
So black walls and ceiling and floor, 20 square room, similar and smaller than what you've seen in the other ones. There's nothing in here currently. Yeah, it looks like it's an empty room that wasn't being used.
Empty room, guys. Wasn't being used.
Okay.
Could be a good place to grow potatoes, maybe mushrooms.
I do like a nice mushroom.
All right. Should we check the north one then?
I think we should.
All right.
All right. I'll open the north one.
So this one is identical to the room that had the Norkers in it, but the Norkers aren't there. So you see the bedrolls of what appear to be anywhere from probably about a half dozen Norkers must have been in here. You can smell like it's lived in, but the people aren't here presently.
Okay. Do a quick perusal, kick their stuff around, you know.
Just blankets and stuff. It doesn't look like there's any. It doesn't seem like they left anything behind.
No stone clubs.
Yeah. Nope.
No Vorpal swords.
Nope. They did not. They took those with them.
Is there a stool?
No.
I mean, there's stool, but not the one you're thinking.
Yeah, I don't want to throw poo at them. I just wanted to use something that's an improvised shield.
We must find rock or our...
All right. Do we want to look at what's to the south here and finish this off, or do we want to go north?
What's down in this area right here?
So hold a moment. Let's give you a description here of... So this is a broad hallway, 20 feet wide, 30 feet high. Vaulted roof is polished so as to send back glints of light from below. Clearly discernible paintings of something unintelligible to your eyes and brains decorate the entire length of the hallway, all the way from the. You guys don't see that part yet. As Elbrix moves that way.
Oh boy.
Two arrows streak out of the darkness. What is your armor class, Elbrix?
12.
2 arrows hit Elbrix, one for 7 piercing and one for 2 piercing. So we hear one slam into him and one just create a graze across him.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Can I use my reaction? I forgot.
Sure, you can use a reaction.
All right, I'm going to use my reaction to use my shield spell.
Okay.
So as the arrows flick out, he quick throws his hands up, and only one of them.
All right, so 7 piercing was the first roll. And check check shield spell. Do you need anything besides verbal, semantic, or any of that stuff?
No, it's a psionic.
Oh, it's your psionic one. Gotcha. So 2 arrows come flying out. And Albrix would not see it yet because your light would not go that far. Everybody roll, choose your tokens, and roll initiative. All right, so I need this guy. All right. Former. Tell draw. And I think that's all I need. There. All right, so let's do this. Let's take a 5-minute break. Have everybody come back after you fill your drinks, use your restrooms, get your snacks, and we'll come right back and we will continue as once again we've stumbled into some guards that were guarding this hallway and saw Albrix's light, saw him approach, and fired arrows at him. So when we get back in another 5 minutes, we will continue the fight. Be right back.
Sounds good.
Let's transition there. All right, we're back. Let's jump back in where we were at. Top of the line. Eingar, you notice some arrows fly down the hallway, one of them damaging Alberix. What would you like to do? They definitely came from the south.
Oh, I don't want to kill this guy's character that I'm playing. Definitely came from the south.
Yeah.
Okay. 25. So I can get here.
We'll just go a couple if you're going to go south, and then I'll show you more stuff.
Okay. So I'll go here.
Okay. So you see that come out of the dimness of the darkness, and you notice this gnoll creature look and turn and sees you as you enter into its vision range also.
Cool. Cool. Feel like I'm the worst at this. I'm gonna protect my friend here, and I'll get in front of him. Try to take shots.
Okay. So do you want to use a dodge action? Do you want to use...
Yes, thank you. I will do a dodge
There you go.
action.
Perfect. Mistletoe is up. Something's happening in the south of the hallway.
I will head down there as well. Let's see.
What's the distance on night vision for tieflings?
30.
I thought it was 120.
And maybe, let me double check.
Yeah, I thought it was longer.
No, I think they're normalized. I think they only gets 120s like Drow or Duragar or something.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I got 60 feet.
60 feet. So yeah, at the 60-foot mark, you see this thing appear out of the darkness, and its eyes lock onto you as you come into Alberix's torchlight.
Alright, I will step up a little. So he's at the edge of my range, and I'm going to hurl off 2 blasts at the gnoll.
Okay. Ranged monks, badass.
I don't have the HP to be a frontline monk. I'm assuming those hit?
Yeah. Yep. 2 hits.
13 radiant total.
Ooh, 2 big hits. Nice. Does not go down, but definitely very wounded.
And then I'm going to kind of look around and go,
All right. That'll bring us to... That one looks like Tim.
There are some who call me Tim.
Tim.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. How far away is this knoll? Just out of range. Great. I'll throw a javelin with disadvantage.
All right.
Roll 1d20.
I think you could probably use your dex on the throw, probably. Dex bonus?
Or
is the javelin probably strength, actually? It might be strength.
Javelin is a thrown.
Javelin strength.
It's just strength. Okay. But I'm a ranger. Am I proficient? We'll just do strength.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you get your proficiency.
Okay, so we'll say a +2.
But it's an NPC ranger. Just keep that in mind. It's not a player character ranger.
Oh, that's right. So, okay. I'm just going to do a d20.
Yeah.
We'll do it with disadvantage.
Okay.
3. Miss with my javelin.
Yeah, so it clatters off into the darkness as you give it a good heave.
And that is my turn.
All right, that brings us to Vormar. Vormar comes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You see him start smelling the air, Tristan, and he gets a worried look as he looks to the north. And then he kind of crouches in a combat stance. And that's his turn. Our dwarf gets out to here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 25. And he's going to use dash 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to move over to this wall, and he tries to kind of press himself up against the wall as much as he can. And he's like, we gotta go. Why do you keep picking fights? You're making so much noise. As he's whispering to these three up here at the top. Elbrix is up. Druid. You are bleeding, sir.
I'm bleeding bad. How many of these guys are down here? Can I?
In your light, they are not within your light. All you saw was arrows come out. They see them because of dark vision. You don't see them yet.
All right. Did I see him when those bolts of radiant energy went down that way?
Yeah, you would have a general idea of where he's at, even though you don't see him at the moment.
All right, I'm gonna move out there and get him.
Strobe lighting the hallway.
$18 hits.
All right.
You see your whip latch on, moves him 10 feet, right? 5, 10 feet
Yep.
closer. And it staggers him, but he just gets up and he's like trying to grab for an arrow to fire again. Looks very wounded and bleeding from multiple places at the moment. Anything else for Alberix?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I'm gonna move right here.
Okay. That brings us to Tristan, our paladin. Something's happening at the back, and you're at the edge of. You're probably in the darkness. The torchlight of Alberix is down the hallway, so you can see that, but you're standing at the edge of the dim light to the north.
All right, I'm gonna move my normal distance and then take a dodge action.
Okay. Awesome. We get to the Knoll's turn. It's clearly a Knoll. You guys do recognize these as a Knoll. Camera pans up to our lovely on-guard barbarian half-orc. And you see movement over on the hill. And as you look at it, they start out as just just shapes and shadows that kind of blend into the terrain, but because of the movement, you know they're out there. And then as they start making their way across the causeway, you recognize it as a Norker patrol returning to the pyramid.
Because we need more.
And they're not in any hurry. They're just walking, and it's about a 15-20 minute. You estimate before they would even arrive, but you count somewhere around 10 Norkers coming back. And it looks like they might have caught some animals, so they must have been out on some supply run of some sort. All right, our camera zips back into our poor Knoll, who's yipping a little bit over his shoulder, and he's pulling this arrow, and he's going to fire, and he takes some steps back. 5, 10 to here. He's going to fire 2 arrows at our lead tiefling there. So longbow shot number 1. Why not just normal? Does a 15 hit?
It does not. I duck out of the way.
Nice. And then longbow shot number 2, 13 also misses. And then he disappears into the shadow here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. and then dashes 5, 10, 30, 30, 30. For those of you with dark vision, you would see this happen as they come into view.
Oh gosh.
So that one went. This one who just came into range should have, yeah, easy range to get to just about anybody. This one, range. Those ones dash to get there. So 2 more of them. 2 are going after... 2 fire their arrows at the tiefling, and 2 fire the arrows at the elf along the wall there. Which I think is Tim, right?
Yep.
Yep, Tim. So first after our mistletoe. So first one is a 19.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Mistletoe gets hit by 9 piercing. And then a 1.
I'm going to try and deflect arrows on the first one that hits.
Cool. Talk to us about how that works.
So I catch the arrow, and I did enough to reduce the damage below 0, so I get to throw it back. But essentially, as the arrow comes in, she twitches back, catches it, and continues the motion circularly and hurls it back at him.
And the number you're trying to roll, because nobody's ever played our monk in our campaigns, is the... You're trying to beat the damage roll. Yeah.
Yeah, if I reduce it to 0 points or lower, then I can throw it back.
Cool.
But I'm not going to spend that key point, so I'm just going to deflect the arrow and drop it to the...
You just catch it and then snap it in half with your fist and let it drop.
Yeah.
Work with that.
All right, so cool. So yeah, you are not hit with it. Then 2 more arrows fly out towards Tim. Here's the first one.
Oh, Tim.
Well, 7 piercing damage.
Tim's gone.
Oh, Tim goes down.
Fairly well, Tim.
Tim takes one through the throat, goes down, and is bleeding out profusely. And then the last arrow they'll try at the tiefling also. 17.
That will hit.
Okay. For 4 piercing.
Roger that.
So there's a row of long bows down at the end. Next up is Kiana. You have just witnessed Tim die. Tim dies from this arrow through the throat.
So they looked pretty nervous that we were back here, right? Well, I guess I can't see. Never mind.
You don't see... Yeah, I would say Kiana doesn't see what's attacking. She's just seeing these arrows fly out. She sees this tiefling batting them down and whatever, and then just one just laces out of the darkness and takes Tim down.
Kiana's gonna run up here and look down this hallway really quick. But if I can do it stealthily, I want to do it as stealthily as possible so I don't notice attention if there's something in the hallway.
Give me a stealth roll. Okay. Let me reveal something. All right. So what you see is here in this hallway are stairs that go up.
Okay.
Okay. When you go here, there appears to be what looks to be like a hill giant-sized creature has its back to you and is in this room sitting and you can't tell what it's doing, but it sounds like maybe it's chewing on something or eating something as you can hear the smacking of its lips. and it looks enormously big.
In this room here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And hold on, let me...
Oh, it just gets worse. It just gets worse. Okay, I'm gonna use my remaining 5 feet of movement to go back here, and then I will attempt to hide.
Okay. We'll use your stealth roll. Now, your stealth roll, you can tell it didn't notice you.
Okay.
You didn't make any noise. It doesn't turn around. It does not appear to hear you at the moment.
Okay, well then I'll just hide out here for a second.
And actually, probably what you would do is you would see its head kind of turn a second as you hear the clatter of the arrows go skidding down the hallway, but it doesn't really pay attention to him, and it goes back to doing whatever. And its back is to you, to that opening, and it's eating something or tearing something apart, and you can hear its mouth smacking as it eats.
It was terrifying. Okay.
Yes.
And Albrix, yes, I do. I don't know how to send messages to you privately. I apologize, but I do have some second level spells left, and I'm gonna try and get that Elf Ranger up.
So /W in somebody's name.
Okay.
Eingar's turn. Top of the round. We're into round number 2.
Sorry, is that me again?
Yep. Eingar the Dwarven Ranger.
I will go over here and cast.
You recognize he's dead.
Is he just dead? I can't.
It outright killed him. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. As you get to him, eyes are glazed over. There is no life in him.
All right, then we will. Does anyone else want some healing? Like, are we bad?
All of us are bad except you and me.
I'm fine.
Oh, okay. The tiefling's fine.
I have 3 hit points, but I don't have any spells, so I don't really know how useful.
Okay, I will cast Cure Wounds. Let me go to my spells. I haven't played on Roll20 in a long time. But I'll cast it at 2nd level. So that's 2d8?
I think when you click on it, it'll ask you if you want to upcast it. So if you click it from level 1, it should ask you.
What level? Level 2. Submit.
So it does 8. So 3 for the first roll and 5 for the second, it looks like. So total of 8 hit points for who?
Albrix, right? You were the one that was super hurt?
All right. Albrix gets 8 hit points.
Cantrips or spells.
It's true. Anything else for our Dwarven Ranger?
There's so many of them.
Dude, we're getting smoked like in the next round. I mean, that's 8 attacks, and we all have a large.
You gotta go forward. There's no other option here. You can't run away. We can't go back to the cells. We can't fight the giant. You gotta go forward.
He'll go behind this dead body and pick up the remaining 2 javelins.
I like the idea that Tristan says that too. Just go forward. Move forward. We'll break through.
There's really no other option.
Just keep moving.
Yeah.
Suppressing fire.
All right.
And then that will be the rest of my turn.
All right. Mistletoe is up.
All right. I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to move forward on kind of like a dash, throw off a couple bolts, and then duck back to cover the heavily wounded druid.
You can see.
No, I'm coming with you.
You can see they're all pointing bows at you as you move forward. So they're not even pointing their bows past you or.
Oh, goody. Did any of them take any hits yet?
No.
The one you hit, there was one.
Oh yeah, but you don't see where that one is.
Okay. Then I'm going to
and actually at
pop
that
off
range,
on this front guy.
You would probably see some more here. So let me do.
Oh, good. There's more.
You probably would see this and this.
So is that extra one who popped up? Is that the wounded one?
No.
Oh, goody.
You can tell this wall here stops, though, so it's not a hard guess for you to think it ducked back behind the wall.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to pop off on this.
Okay.
21 and a 19 to hit.
2 hits.
14 radiant to that guy.
Yeah, nice. That guy actually goes down.
That's what I like to hear. And then I will use my bonus action to make a third attack on that guy.
Okay.
9 radiant if an 18 hits.
18 does hit. So, minus 9. All right, so that one is now wounded. That one there. All right, cool. Anything else for Mistletoe?
She's just kind of yell back, there seem to be an awful lot. We got a plan?
All right. Vormar is up. He's heard Tristan speak, so he charges down. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Tries to make it. He sees what's going on. He's not going to be dumb. I'll have him dodge from here. That brings us to Kiana.
Kiana. This game, Lucian, what did you do? Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And she'll take the dodge action.
Okay. Alberix.
I blame Sasha.
All right. Alberix realizes Tristan's right. We have to move. And then Cerebral whips this gnome.
Now you can see this one's wounded here. Hits. 5, 10. Ooh, almost goes down.
And he's a little ashamed of himself, but he's just kind of hunkered down behind this awful nice southern
All right, that brings us to Tristan. Paladin.
And then I take dodge action.
Makes sense. All right, the Gnolls. So, the wounded one... Okay, so one comes out of the shadows. 5, 10. And is going to take a shot at the tiefling, because that's the first thing it sees as it comes around. It doesn't actually see Tristan until it's firing. So it's going to try to fire 2 shots at the monk.
Is that the previously wounded one who ducked out?
Yeah. Yep, that's the one you nailed in the first round. You can see it's been wounded. So longbow, an 8, and then a 12. So 2 misses, and it yipes, and it goes back. Very afraid. This one takes its spear and charges Tristan. This one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, charges with a spear against Tristan. And these 2 at the back grab arrows and start launching arrows out. So, let's do disadvantage spear shot against Tristan. So an 8 would miss. You bat it aside. And a 14. That one hits.
Yeah.
For just 6 piercing.
Okay.
Then there is a spear shot towards the monk for a 14.
That
It's
misses.
not disadvantaged, so we'll go back to normal. And, a 22
That'll hit.
for 4 piercing as a spear jabs into you. Arrows are going to try to streak out towards the back group, so... do we have enough range to get to some of the people in the
Shoot
back?
the dwarf!
Heck yeah. Oh yeah, we can hit the dwarf.
Oh no, the other dwarf!
I'm hiding behind a dead body, a
yeah.
dead elf.
Yeah,
So
dude.
I get at least +2 cover, right?
Yeah, he does.
No.
Shoot the
Corpses are like cover.
All right, so here comes 2 arrows at Eingar. Now, were you dodging? No, you weren't dodging, were you?
No, I healed and then I picked up javelins.
So here's one for an 11.
11 is my AC.
Oh, okay. For 6 piercing. And then a 6, arrow clatters off down the hallway. The last one is going to fire an arrow at... it's going to try to hit the monk. I'm gonna give you get a +2 to your AC because you're in a fight with this gnoll right now, Mistletoe. So keep that in mind as we roll these 2 arrow shots. So an 8 would definitely miss, and a 14 you have +2 to your AC due to cover.
Yeah, definitely misses.
2 misses. All right, that is their turn.
Oh my god, I can't believe we lived through that.
Kiana is up.
No, that's Tim. Oh no, it is Kiana.
Yep, Kiana.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She takes the dodge action.
Okay. Does she mention what she saw?
Yeah,
In
she'll
the
be like, big monster eating something up there. We got to go this way. South it is.
Okay. That brings us to top of the round. Round number 3. Eingar, you are up. Dwarven Ranger.
All right, so he will move here, and he will throw at this guy a javelin.
Okay. Now, if you throw... He's going to get a little bit of cover because he's fighting Tristan, so he's going to get +2 to AC. But if you fire at this one, he's just normal. No bonus to his AC.
Okay, isn't this guy wounded, though?
He is.
Okay. So what's better, ladies and gentlemen, wounded or not wounded?
Can you hit me?
No.
Then hit the wounded one.
Okay, wounded it is. So this is a javelin, which I don't have here.
I'm gonna give him an inspiration die because I'm a Gith.
Yeah, do you have those?
No, but we are encouraging by nature.
Okay, good. You get a D0 encouragement dice.
Okay. You can do it.
Add that to your roll.
So here's my javelin attack. I get 2 attacks at level 5, right? As a ranger?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so here's the first javelin. 22.
Hits.
And that is 1d6 plus 3. 9 damage.
Goes through the eyeball, out the back of the head, falls down.
Nice.
Hit a creature with a weapon attack. Creature takes 1d8 damage plus its hit point maximum. Since it killed on that, can I use Colossus Slayer for my next attack?
If you hit with your next attack.
Right, that's what I'm asking. Sorry. So I will attack this guy with another javelin.
Okay.
1d20 plus 6. That's an 8.
That's a miss.
And I'm out of javelins.
Okay, out of javelins. Anything else?
That is my turn.
Mistletoe. Tank of the
All right.
group right now.
that's how you know you're in a bad position. The one in front of me hasn't taken any hits, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm gonna basically like just step in and headbutt him with the horns as they glow a little bit with the light and burn, and then follow up with a knee to the ribs.
Cool.
15 out of 17.
Both hit. Yep.
15 radiant damage.
Minus 15. Staggers him, hits him, bleeding, broken bones, but doesn't go down.
Alright, then I'm going to use my bonus action to drop down Johnny Cage style and punch him straight in the nuts.
Alright, yep. So one more
12.
unarmed attack. He's able to bat your hand aside before it lands.
It's worth a shot.
Alright, anything else for Mistletoe?
Negatory.
Vormar. 5, 10, 15. Claw, bite.
There's the DPS.
Yeah, tears that thing apart. It goes down with a bite too. It was batting your kick aside, and as it does, bare teeth just come in and just rip this whole part off, and it throws it to the ground as he continues to move past him. Gets to here. Is not able to use that attack, so...
Can Boromir see the one that ducked into the darkness?
He does see him now. Yep. And it looks scared, ready to run. Dwarf. No, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can't move very quickly. Tim wasn't holding anything, was he? He didn't have any weapons or javelins or any of that stuff, right?
He took the javelins off him and threw them.
Okay. So he searches Tim looking for a weapon of some sort. Isn't able to do anything. He'll take the dodge action there. He can only move 25 feet. That brings us to Albrix.
All right. Alberix is going to concentrate for a second and get his use his bonus action to create a crackling amount of energy, psychic energy around the club as I cast Shillelagh. And
do you have to cast Shillelagh on something?
Yeah, I have to have a club
Yes.
or a staff.
Oh, you have the stone club. Gotcha.
And then he's just going to get it right up in this dude.
Okay. Critical hit.
Nice.
19.
Oh, nearly decapitates him, but he's still alive. Barely.
So he just, like, Naruto runs up there and then gives him one up.
Is the Black Pyramid in Area 51?
Yes. Anything else for Alberix?
Tristan, let's go.
All right.
All right.
Tristan's up.
So I start out moving to here. Do I see the wounded one yet?
Yeah, let me give you guys some vision down there. It reveals area. So this is what this looks like now.
Perfect.
And your light next to Alberix probably only goes maybe that far.
Okay.
Yeah, Stone Club lands, knocks. He's out. He had 2 hit points left. He had 1 hit point left. Down to the ground with a crushed skull from a stone club.
And that's on the other one.
Yep, hits for 7. That one had not been wounded yet. Takes a hit. Snarls at you. Anything else for Tristan?
Nope, I'm good with this.
The gnolls are yipping. And let me just make sure. Yeah, I think that is all that can be done. All right. That brings us to the gnoll. So drops the bow back here. These two had bows out there. They just drop them and they pull out their spear. Grab their spear. So 2 spear attacks against Tristan. Spear number 1, an 11.
Miss.
Spear number 2, 17.
That hits for sure.
For 7 piercing. And then against Alberix, spear number 1, 14.
Yeah.
All right. For 6 piercing. And spear number 2, same thing. Hits right in the same spot, 7 piercing. Total of 13.
Alberix goes down with a gut wound.
Oof. All right. And then this one is going to go to this door. Open it. I'm going to reveal that area so some of you can see. The torch clatters to the ground. Give me a D6 roll. 5 or 6, it stays lit. 1 through 4, it goes out. Alberix. Okay, so that torch goes out. Tristan's plunged into darkness. You can smell the breath. You can still hear the movement, but you don't see the creature.
You take like a full-on log out of that bonfire?
Yeah, but it just crashes the ground and it's out.
All right.
No other Knoll is up. That is it. Kiana. Oh, you see this one go into, it moves in, that's what I was doing. Objects and tokens. Moves into this room here. And I was going to reveal that area. So like this. All right.
Kiana is going to move here, pick up a javelin, and huck it at this guy. With a 3. Miss.
3 is a miss.
And I believe that is her turn.
Kiana would definitely recognize a longbow and quiver of arrows on the floor.
Can I? Yes. Sorry. I'll pick up a longbow.
Yeah. So you can equip that, and you're back to.
Well, I have multi-attack.
This.
Can I do a longbow attack as well?
I think if you're grabbing the bow as an interaction and movement, but you're also grabbing the arrows and the quiver and putting it on after you threw the weapon, that seems like it's about as much as you could do in 6 seconds.
Okay, seems fair.
All right. Thusly armed brings us to Eingar, our Dwarven Ranger, who's more accustomed to melee stuff. Jordan's up.
Yeah, he'll move here and pick up. There's a spear here and there's a spear here, correct? They had 2 spears?
Each of them had longbows and quivers and spears. So all of the gnolls had longbows, quiver of arrows, and spears.
Okay. He'll pick up 2 spears, if that's okay.
Get a free one. Second one would be your action. So yep.
Okay.
Use an
I'll
action.
pick up one spear.
Okay.
And I'll huck it at this guy.
Okay.
1d20 plus 6. 8.
Yeah. Hits the wall and clatters to the ground.
That is my turn.
All right. Mistletoe. So we're on round 4 now. Mistletoe's up. You've survived the barrage of arrows.
I am going to sprint up to Albiorix. Can I see the one on the other side of that wall?
You can't. You see that he went through, but you don't see where he is. There's a wall there.
Okay, then I'm going to take 1 step past.
Yeah, you can see him, and it looks like he's going. He's opening the door as if he's going to try to talk to somebody in the room as you get to that spot.
I'm going to throw a flying knee and try and blast the back of his head open.
Okay.
Miss. 13 miss.
Yeah, he's too quick. 16 would hit.
So 10 more points of radiant on him.
Ooh. Go ahead and describe how that one happens. You can describe it.
Basically, as the camera is showing him reaching towards the door, all of a sudden his eyes start flaring with the same white light and just burns out to a husk. He falls forward. And then I'm going to use my bonus to send one last kick towards the one fighting Tristan.
Okay.
20. So 7 points of radiant on that one.
That is a hit. Go back here. And was he already wounded? No, he was not. So, oh yeah, he had been wounded, but not enough. So, okay. Still standing as he's fending off Tristan and trying to fend off, or trying to dodge sunbolts. Anything else for Mistletoe?
That'll be it.
Vormir comes crashing in. 5, 10, 15, and just launches himself at the remaining one. Bite, claw. Only the claw hits. 1d. This guy is fighting for his life. Slash roll 1d6 plus 4. For 7 points of damage, which is not enough. It staggers him, but he doesn't go down. He's dodging out of the way of everything that's after him, but he still is up. That's what I meant to do there. That brings us to Teldrol. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You picked up the spear from this one, Jordan, or this one?
I think the one right here.
Okay. So he's going to use a dash action to here. He's going to pick up this spear. And since he can dash, he's going to move to this group. And he's going to, he can't attack, but he'll dash in and get next to Tristan with a spear out. Okay. Reveal areas. We probably can reveal a little bit more of this now. Like that. And probably a little bit more of this at this point. Like that. Alberix, give me a death save, please.
All right.
Fail. You cough up some blood. Your eyes roll into the back of your head. Things are looking bad. Tristan is up.
I assume darkness is disadvantage.
Yes, so you can still make your attacks, they're just a disadvantage. You can hear him. You can see his feet shuffling. Oh, 15 is still a hit. 10 points of damage. Go ahead and describe your blindly flailing of your stone club.
Sure. So, being heavily inspired by my god, I whisper a prayer to guide the axe to the head of the stupid dog person, and then crush his skull in.
Yeah, and you hear it crunch, and it falls over. And we are now out of...
Which, of course, simply reinvigorates me into my belief of my god is the best.
Nice.
Is Albioric still at 0 HP?
It is.
Can I rush over and do a Cure Wounds at level 2?
You can.
Selecting things. Ooh, wow, 18. Max healing.
There you go. 18 points rush back into Alberix, who's prone on the floor.
He rises up as of some unseen force in the state. And in complete darkness, I'm going to use Druidcraft to create a spark on that log and get it going again.
Okay. So you get yourself up and you're going to cast on that. As you start to do that, what's the rest of the group doing? Now, Mistletoe, you can see into that hallway and you recognize the hallway that's with the cells.
Okay.
And this room here seems to have like tons of crates and stuff in it.
Cool.
I'm going to try and sneak up to that doorway without making a lot of but I want to sneak and peek in that doorway because I remember that guy trying to basically talk to something through.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So there's your stealth roll. So you go up and move up, and as you look in there, there's nobody in there.
Okay. What do I see inside?
You see crates of equipment and gear piled on barrels or crates, or it looks like just a whole slew of adventurers' gear was thrown in here.
Hey guys! I think I found all the stuff we were looking for. It was in the jail.
We took the longest route.
That's hilarious.
I can't move through that
50-50
door,
chance. You guys went
Fuck
north.
this.
Yeah. Roll 21 let me move through the door, but I'm going to go in there and
Oh,
start
yeah, let
rooting
me
around.
fix it.
Hey, Lucian, I'm gonna cast a heal spell on myself.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, no. Well, I can do that.
I appreciate that we went the longest possible route to find that stuff.
The door
Damn
should be
it.
fixed.
Yeah, I'm going to go in there and I'm immediately looking for my ring.
Here's what everybody finds. Everybody finds all of their armor, all of their weapons, all of their gear. The things that are missing are anything that's jewelry or money based from your character sheets. Now mark them as they may be found later on. So just mark them on your character sheet as missing at the moment. But there is no jewelry. So if you had any type of necklaces, rings, brooches, anything that would be considered jewelry is gone. All money is gone. All coinage is gone.
I'm gonna pick up all my stuff and then pick up Rock's cloak and his axe, and then hand the axe to Tristan because it's really heavy. And I'm real weak.
In our search through stuff, do we find the other gear? Like maybe better armor?
There is more gear in here besides just your gear.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything better than a chainmail outfit?
As you look through it, what is the next level up for that? There's no plate armor in here.
I'm going to use a ritual to cast Detect Magic.
What's above chain? Is it like splint or something?
Splint.
Give me a investigation check, Tom. See if there's any splint in here. Nope, no splint armor in here.
Okay.
There's scale, breastplate, half plate.
Tell
Oh,
me
no,
there's
I'm
a
sorry.
breastplate made from the bone of some dinosaur or something.
And actually, let me check actually before I do that.
There's a bunch above chain.
Let me just check that room real quick.
Logan, you're above chain.
Truth.
Yeah, do we find an equipable rock?
Like, Logan is the equivalent of plate armor in Friends.
What is that? That's 27. Just seeing, because the elves get their gear back, which are their finely crafted longbows, elven longbows. The elf, the one you didn't kill. The one you didn't let
gets
die.
a finely crafted longbow.
I would think she would want the gear of her companion to take back.
That longbow that has Tim
Probably the body.
described or embolized on the side of the bow.
I have never wanted a long rest so bad in a while. So, Rock, can't you like tell him you got to go to the bathroom and come down here or something?
Seriously, you need to pee? Pee on the
Yeah.
side of the temple. Yeah,
There's
goddamn
just
shit.
chainmail that seems to be in here. There's plenty of it. There's chain, leather, mostly humanoid stuff. You notice Teldril recognizes some of the gear of the group he was with, though his party members we've not seen hide or hair of. There's shields, there's swords, there's plenty of weapons of any style. Like anything you can see in the player's handbook weapon-wise is in this room.
Are there any like nice quarterstaves?
Sure. I would say anything that's in here is just of average quality. There's nothing of high quality in here, but there, if you want a quarterstaff, you can have one.
I'm gonna sort through the things until I find my old, like, kind of beat up short sword that obviously has never been drawn ever, and buckle it back on.
Okay.
Does my ritual go off?
So yeah, if everybody waits here for 10 minutes, what's there? Okay, so everybody, the people that are in the room start to see Alberich start to cast or create a ritual of some sort. What's the rest of the group? Now, when you see Vormir starts packing on this kind of like hide with plate armor that looks impressively like the whole arm is plated up, and then there's like leather straps that hold it on, and he carries a enormous battle axe in one hand that looks finely crafted. Could be used, most people would use it two-handed. He uses it one-handed, and he picks up a silver and gold inlaid warhammer that obviously fits on his belt and are the weapons that he normally has. And he looks pretty imposing now that he's armored up.
While we're doing this, I grab somebody and go collect all the dead bodies and dump them in this room.
Okay, which room? The one you're in?
One we're in. Yep.
All right, so bodies start getting moved. Tristan starts moving bodies. Who's helping Tristan?
I'm keeping an eye on him, like covering fire, but I have an almost negative strength score, so I'm just going to kind of watch.
Okay. So also let me get you some description of this area, because this looks a little different too. Let me go back up, because obviously it's not numbered easily. So this is a columned hallway. Has several thick pillars of shining black stone worked with figures of writhing forms, snakes and tentacles, people and maybe worms. You're not even sure. They seem to divide the room into a north-south passage into corridors of 10 feet wide, and they lead north into this broad opening that you can see. Down here is some hallways, and this, let me open it up so you guys can see it a little bit. So this area here. So this area here is like a half wall that you can kind of see over, and there's a large set of double stairs that lead down in this area right here. Let me ping it.
Down seems like a bad idea at the moment.
Yeah, I think up is good.
Up in this area, there's also, right up in this spot here, is a crudely made throne chair the size of a giant would sit in, currently empty.
And nothing else?
Just pillars. It almost seems like a throne room. The pillars, again, have stuff on them. But that's what you see.
Going with the spatial and knowing this is roughly a square, if we go across this area, is that where we were beat the first time around?
You deduce that you were probably on the other side of the pyramid, so it makes sense that you were more probably this way.
Okay.
Because you've been on this left-hand side, and it wasn't the place where you've come down. So it makes sense that it's probably the right side is where you guys came down.
Okay. Should we make sure that's still cleared out? And then work our way back up? I mean,
Does
we don't
my-
want to go north because that takes us past the monster that the elf told us about.
That's
So
also where the
if we go
staircase is.
around the bottom, we can go to the stairs we came down originally and avoid the monster.
The elf has a name to name Kiana as she raises her hand.
All right. So the elf, being ever so helpful,
Awkward. Lucian,
Yeah.
do I complete my ritual?
We're letting everybody get their 10-minute thing here done. So, is there anything else that anybody else wants to do during that 10 minutes?
I'm just working on communicating with Big Boy.
Okay.
oh, I go back up, Lucian, once we get to the point everything is kosher, and make sure all these doors are closed. So there's nothing obviously left open that would be suspicious.
Okay.
You know, just all the way up to the point like when we went through the barred door.
Mhm.
Just close that and make sure all the other ones are closed, so there's nothing obvious like a fight or escape happen.
All right. Yeah. So go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Sure.
You have all your gear on now. Okay. All right. So yeah. So 10 minutes goes by. The ritual completes, and in this room, there you see that only the items that are on some of your companions, that anybody that would have had magic items, which I think is like Ein gear.
Yeah, I had a crossbow +1, I think.
Yeah. Those things show up, but you don't see anything else of the leftover gear. Doesn't appear to radiate magic.
Also, I had so we have our potions and all that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff's all in there. So anything that wasn't jewelry or money, all other gear is in here. So backpacks, food and ration stuff, any toolkits you had, all that stuff has been returned.
Perfect. I would like to
There's
try
one
to
potion
look
of healing
around.
rock.
What's that?
There's
Logan?
one potion of healing in Rock's kit.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to look around and see if there are any spiders or creepy crawlies anywhere. As from here until we move on, I want to be on the lookout for this.
You would definitely recognize that there have been no stray insects anywhere in this pyramid. It's unnervingly empty of small creatures.
All right.
As I see a mouse walk by. Oh, sorry, no.
I'm gonna drink that potion.
Rock's potion? Okay. His was the 2d4, I believe, regular potion. So 2d4 plus 2.
Lucian's just like, I don't even get to play and they're taking my stuff.
All right. With the rekindled log held aloft with telekinesis, I'm going to go listen to this door.
All right, go ahead and make
then-
a perception check. Sounds quiet.
I'm going to motion to our friends to open the door, and then I'm going to move over here.
Wouldn't we want to check all the areas that don't have any doors? We haven't seen all the open areas yet, like this hallway. Before we open up second fronts, maybe check the front we have.
This I hear.
Well, we can't see, like, when you go to the edge and look north, that's a hallway. Straight ahead in the bottom right is a 10-foot wide hallway. And we haven't looked down either one of those with anyone with dark vision. So, we don't know for sure there's anything there or not.
Alberix doesn't think like that. He pointed at that doorway and then moved over.
Yeah, and you would recognize Vormir is kind of limping still badly wounded. The dwarf is badly wounded. Kiana's still badly wounded. Though most of you have been propping yourselves up. They are not in any shape to be doing much more. Like, those fights were fights of you have to live, but they're starting to get exhausted. They're starting to wear down again. You've all just come back out of prison. They've been here much longer than you guys have.
Okay. I'll cast a Cure Wounds on the bear.
Okay.
Can we hide ourselves in the room with the dead bodies and rest up, or do you think they'll find us?
8 hours?
Yeah.
Could you imagine them not noticing like a dozen missing people in 8 hours?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Does your detect magic detect any magic on that throne? I'm assuming it's still kind of going off for like a minute or so.
It is still going on. Do I see anything out here?
The pillars seem to light up as magical, but the throne does not. It looks like it's something that's been put together and kind of crudely, but it was obviously a giant's attempt to create his own throne.
I would like to inspect it. Is there anything underneath this giant's attempt to create a throne? Like, could there be a smaller throne underneath?
Let's see here. So let me give you guys some more viewing. So you guys are there now, so you're moving on a little bit. So let's do, nope, not that. So this. And polygon reveal. Like that. There we go. Okay.
Is that a Walution, that line?
So the first line is like a raised dais part, and then there's a higher portion in the back, and the very back wall is a curved wall at the back. And then the throne sits, I guess I could just draw a shape. I'll just put it like here-ish. Or let me do regular, fill. So more like this.
Oh, I see it now. It's a blue square.
There you go. So yeah, so it looks like, and you can tell that this area is probably in this pyramid a long abandoned chapel or temple of some sort. The wall at the back is concaved, being curved, smooth, and shallow. Fluted columns of deep black stone line the 20. So these are the ones on the sides here. And then there's a stone railing where that skinny curved line is that raises 3 feet up from the floor. And there are curved steps to a dais behind that. And it meets the back wall. Floors and walls are all of deepest purple. And the ceiling still remains jet black. On either side of those columns, the 3 that are further into the room, it's about 10 feet between those columns and the wall. They seem to be slightly dished also. Actually, and you might even think it's like comes from, they're almost like worn down in a way, as if you can almost see like impressions that is worn in the stone. Let me, I guess, draw it so you get the idea here. Freehand, regular. Let's use purple. So along here, and along here, you see like a well-worn, treaded path. And on the walls to either side of that, at basically shoulder length, you can see the wall is also worn in, as if they dragged their hands across the wall as almost ritual-like in this room. Now, it's all covered in dust and quite old now, but it's definitely been used enough that it's worn these grooves in.
Kiana, can Kiana walk that path? And like having like seen this and can I walk that path touching the wall?
Absolutely. So when you touch the wall, it feels very, let's see, you feel a tingling and your vision almost goes black for a fleeting moment, and then your sight is kind of restored. It feels very strange. It's indiscernible convolutions where your mind are seeing like pictures on the wall when you touch, and you kind of get the impression that this is both pleasurable and unsettling at the same time. Now go ahead and make a give me a D6 roll, please.
Three.
In the back of your mind, a name seems to resonate, and the name is Tharizdun. Reverberates through your head, and I'll put it in chat.
Write it down.
Well, shit.
Do I know anything about Tharizdun?
And actually, your mouth says the words, even though you don't mean to say it. It says it anyways. You speak the name out loud.
No. Window Pebble Tharizdun.
So
I don't know what happened. What happened? I was talking about pebbles.
being a paladin and all, does this seem wrong?
You don't know.
I don't
Everything
feel the
here
need
feels
to put this guy down now or anything.
No, everything here feels you've not liked the feeling in this place this whole time. But you've recognized that this is some old temple to something. You don't know what god it is. It's not one that feels right, but you don't have any other thing to go on.
All right. So I make a mention to the meddling elf to stop meddling in crap like your kind does.
Nah.
And now
I don't know what
Or
you're
meddling with
talking
forces
about.
You don't understand.
Forces.
Lucian,
Blah,
what's
blah.
this up here?
Look, an evil temple. Lick it. Pretty much what elves do.
You're so negative.
I'm positive that's a bad idea.
That's the correct answer.
I sent you a message too in the
Yeah, I
Saturday
got it.
morning chat. Okay. All right. You don't see that. It was a miss thing when I did it. I just revealed too much.
We don't see that.
Nope. It's part of the hallway, but you don't see it on this side.
Oh, because there's a line there. I gotcha.
Yeah, it's the wall.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Other than that,
I'm gonna go
so
listen at this door.
the railing is high and intricately carved and pierced. So that's this thin black line here is the railing. Looks like it has carvings on it. And then the raised section steps up by another 3 feet. There's a low table of black mineral which has bits of shiny purple in its polished surface. All the way at the back here. So there is I'll draw it. Objects and tokens. Nope, I want to draw shape. Purple and purple. So like that. All right. So you guys are moving further into that area?
I did move over there so my dark vision could see things.
Cool. Let me reveal for you guys some more. So we see, what would you guys see here? You would definitely see this. And you probably would see
Well, I'm assuming Sasha has his torch, right?
this. Yeah, so he gets 20 feet of regular light and then 20 feet of dim light from that.
This is totally the place we fought and lost.
Yeah.
All right. We need to go look at that dining room real quick, where we killed the hags.
All right, so you come around the corner. Did Elbrix move there? And
I did.
2 arrows fly out at Tristan as he comes around that corner.
Stinking gnolls.
7 piercing damage from the first one. The second one misses. And let me reveal. And once you get a look at this hallway, you do recognize this hallway. You guys didn't make it to the bottom part, but you recognize this area.
Yeah, it looks like the right structure. The doors are all closed.
Yes.
We initiative.
And yeah, everybody can select their tokens, and we are now at initiative. He got a surprise round on you guys, but let's see if he gets anything else. If you guys go before him, he's probably dead.
Unreal.
Yeah, I'm always rolling low for my guys.
Elf Ranger for the Jordan. Who is the typer? Somebody is doing at least 70 words.
Oh, it's me. I'm sorry. I'll try to mute my microphone.
No, don't, because I love it. It makes me feel like I'm on CSI when they call the goth chick.
He's playing 2
I got
games at once.
Clickety clackety board. So.
Are you running another D&D game?
No. I just have a friend who's messaging me, and I'm telling her about the game.
Dude, that's even cooler.
All right. So up first is Kiana. 1 arrow hits the paladin, and another one slams against the wall behind him.
I'll go here and shoot a longbow.
Yeah, you see a gnoll that's standing next to a doorway, starting to reach for more arrows as you come around the corner.
Nope.
Miss. First one.
Nope.
2 misses. So Kiana...
I'm not good at this, guys. I'm really bad at D&D. Why do I play this game?
You're not exactly a stellar example of the elf race.
That's right.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I'm not letting you play any more of the elves. Elbrix is up.
All right, Alberix is going to step over and psychic whip this dude.
Psychic whip away. 21 hits for 5.
And more importantly, drags him 10 feet closer.
Yeah, 5, 10. Definitely goes right there.
All right.
Tristan's up.
All right. And then I smack him.
Yeah, full weapons and all. Hit for 9. Still up as your longsword slashes against him. Crits him for 11. He goes down as he's trying to fend off or trying to pull off that cerebral whip. And as you do that, your sword cleaves right through the back of the neck, separating the spinal column. And then he just collapses to the floor.
Yep. And this is why evil never wins.
All right, that was a quick one.
Anything else in the hallway?
Hallway appears to be, from the light coming from the torch, empty.
All right. Let's move up to this door, the one that was up here, that was where we fought the hags.
Now, what you can see here is you still see the remnants of blood and gore, but it seems like there's no bodies here, so that must have been cleaned up. All the doors seem to be shut.
I'm willing to take a bet that the giant's probably eating the losers.
That checks out.
All right. So, do we have everybody with us?
You do.
So it's the door right here where we had the fight with the hag, right? In the dark mist thing.
As your memory serves, it does seem like this is the hallway of death.
All right. I make a mention of what was there before, being a hag. And we had 2, not 3. So if there's a third one, possibly. But the anyway, I open the door.
All right, so you start to open the door, and our camera switches up to our orc on guard duty. The hunting party has come back up. They kind of give you a look and a sniff, and they move into the pyramid, and they move into like where some of the barrels and the supplies are. And then one of the Norkers is talking to the other Norker, and they walk over to you, and they hand you 2 of the pretty big carcasses, and they tell you to take them back downstairs. And they point down to the right-hand stairs. And you've got 2, they hand these 2 big, it's like a half deer carcass. So you've got like one in one hand and one in the other. But it's a full deer, but cut in half.
I will hoist them up over my shoulder and walk down.
Yeah, so you
Solemnly.
go, you pass by the ogres who kind of look at you. You see a little bit of drool as they watch the deer go by, and you go down the first set of stairs. You turn right, and you see a Norker guard standing, and you catch sight of a couple of ogres on your way down, and you go down the long hallway with the carcasses. And you go back over to now. You get probably down to. Let me bring you onto the map. As you go by, where are you at?
No sign of the giant.
You're over here. Okay. So you're going down the right-hand side, and you were ordered to take it back to the cell area. And you know there's that ogre that's down there guarding the cells. You saw what I described. When you get down here, there normally was a knoll down here. You don't see any of that. You kind of go around. You don't see any of the knolls that you noticed before. You don't see Groog. And you get to this area, and when you get into this hallway, the hallway's empty, and there should be one Norker and one ogre here, but you don't see anything in this hallway.
Is there any blood on the floor?
All over the place. Yeah, the whole place is littered with it.
Rock not smartest cookie, but he put 2 and 2. Can I make a stealth check or a stealth roll and start sneaking around?
Yeah.
All right.
Let me go to map and background. So these were shut, but you move around and through them.
I'm gonna keep both those deer in my hand in case somebody catches me, but I'll follow the.
Yeah, hallway seems to have plenty of blood in it. Although all the doors are closed. Now the cell you were in was this middle cell. And you left Alberix in there, or you knew he was in there shape changed when you went on guard duty.
I'm gonna keep following the blood.
There's blood everywhere in the hallway. But all these doors would have been shut.
From here, it doesn't go north; it goes south, right?
You don't see any blood out here. Yeah, nothing out here. Yeah, south would have been the biggest parts of it that you walk through.
All right. Can I spot anybody with my dark vision?
They are going to be up near the doorway at that point. So these guys aren't actually there. You don't actually see any of them.
This is a dead knoll. Yeah.
How about here?
We did not dispose of the knolls.
Which knolls?
Yeah, you guys moved the knolls into the
Oh,
door.
we did.
We just killed one right up here, though.
Yeah, but he's in the hallway right behind us.
I'm just gonna stand real still and listen.
Do a perception check. Let's see if you catch anything. Maybe.
Give me a perception check.
All right. So for now, you're kind of standing there and you're listening, and we'll continue on. So door opens over here. Yep. Oh, what's going on? Why can't I move that? Nope, that's weird. Assume the door opens, since I can't seem to get it. You look in, and the room is empty.
All right. I search where I took off the ring, roughly. Remember, it overheated? I was in the darkness.
Yep, you do not find it.
Okay. I wasn't sure they would find it themselves, considering that...
And you notice there's no bodies in here. Everything's been cleaned up, though it is empty at the moment.
Okay. Should we check the... Do you want to check the doors we already passed? Or do you want to try to work our way up to the stairwell? Personally, I think checking the open room that the trolls were in, and then checking the stairway seems smarter, but whatever everybody wants to do, I'll go along with personally.
Rock now hears whispering. Hears
The stairway
soft
goes down,
voices
right?
speaking.
What was that,
Get
Charlie?
him, Rock.
The stairway
Yeah.
goes down,
Stuff
right?
up there.
No, there's two. The one in the south is down, but there's one in the darkness ahead of us to the northwest slightly that leads out.
What's our goal? Do we want to get out of here, or do we want to explore it?
I just want a fucking long rest.
Yeah. And it would be... If somebody could come up with an idea of a long rest in the dungeon, that'd be cool. But we did that once when they weren't expecting it.
You hear Alberix.
Can I hear that?
You hear Alberix's voice.
I'm gonna whisper around that corner. It's 4 ogres upstairs. You do not want to go out that way.
Rock,
All right.
I have missed you.
A huge bear comes careening around the corner as it hears your voice. You've seen this large grizzly bear-like creature.
I will end that bear if he touches Rock.
I'll keep the deer between me and the bear. Give it to him as a peace offering.
You hold the deer up. That's your real reaction?
Does the bear attack me?
The bear comes charging across. It has no idea what you are. Half-orc.
I'm gonna mess that bear up.
If you give him a dinner snack, he probably will be happier with that.
Yeah, okay. I'll throw the deer carcass at him.
Yeah, okay. Rest of the group, you see Vormir charge across. You hear a voice that you've not heard. So Kiana and Teldrol automatically weapons up. Mistletoe, you hear a voice you've never heard before, and you see the others reacting to that. The rest of you recognize Rock.
Yeah, I'm lighting up the fists.
Given that Igar's the closest person, he probably should tell them.
Let's do this. Everybody select your tokens and initiative roll and see who gets to react. If you beat a 15. All right, so Albrix, natural 20, you can start off. You see the bear does not recognize Rock and is moving to engage him.
Alberix will put his hand on, or really is like, he has the staff in his hand, and he nudges him on the shoulder as to move him out of the way as he waves him off to move towards Rock.
All right, and then you're going to move? All right.
Yeah, in the same way that you would move a shieldman out of the way with a spear, that's what he does.
All right. So we kind of get everybody cramming down in this bottom hallway, and he stops. He sees you move in front of him and stops. So good initiative roll there for you. All right.
Then Rock will drop the deer carcasses and embrace Alberix.
Oh, straight up, he's hugging him. He's so happy to see Rock.
Rock. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, as Rock has rejoined the group. We will be back next week with Eingar will be back playing with us again, and we will see what the group decides to do. Do they push their luck and continue exploring? Do they run, try to get home? Or do they rest up somehow somewhere and then make a decision after that? So we'll have to see what happens, because there is still plenty of things they can bump into in the Black Pyramid. And you'll be able to speak with Rock to find out what he knows when we return next Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So I want to say thanks to all the players for coming. I want to say thanks to Jordan for jumping in and playing and killing off one of my elves and playing the other two characters for me. It was super fun. You are welcome to come back next week, but you do not have to. I can probably play the characters if I need to. And it was super fun to have everybody. Definitely combat heavy, as the jailbreak has been successful. A little bit of RPing in there. And we found out the name of something important in the episode. So if you missed it, go back and watch it, because there was an important piece of information that was just learned. Other than that, everybody wave goodbye as we get out of here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
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 Transition.